as well as the change and within the snow covered time. So the color of snow is very important. Yeah, the color of snow basically, generally, snow and ice present us with the uniformly and white appearance, and this because visible and light is white, and also most all the visible light, also the streaking the snow or ice surface is reflect back without any particular preference for a single color. So most natural material absorb the some sunlight and which give them their the color, the clean snow, and however the reflect most of the visible sunlight. So creating white appearance. How much sunlight in the snow peak reflect the atmosphere characteristic the snow albedo. It is very important. And also, however, snow maybe also appear blue, and sometimes they are visible. They are blue, and at least they are a light wave and travel into the snow or ice, and the ice grain scattered a large amount of the light. And if light travel over any distance, if must survive many such the scattering event also, that is the most keep scattering and not be absorbed. And the observer sees the light coming back from the near surface layer, and after it has been scattered, and also the run bounds of other snow grain and only a few times, and it is the still appear white. So absorption is preferential. More red light is absorbed than the blue, and the difference in the observation is small but is enough, and that over the considerable distance, and says a meter 3.3 feet also, and more photon emerging from the snow layer and tend to be made up, and more blue light and then the red light. So for the instance, and if you were to poke and hole in the snow and look down into the hole, and you may see the blue color, in which case it is the blue light is the product of the relatively long travel path, and through there the snow or ice and thing of the ice or snow layer also a filter. It is the only quantimeter 0.39 inch, and like there the light make it is the through, but it is the absorb about 1 meter thickness, and mostly blue light make it is through. So there the reflection of light depend on the reflection of light, and particularly organize and within this snowpack may also affect the color of snow. So watermelon snow, for instance, appear red or pink, and this color is caused by a form crapholic or cold laughing fresh water. So it is very important there are the snow, about snow, in fact of the snow. So this water is in form of iron and oxide, and when it is comes into contact with the atmosphere and producing the bright red water wall. So it is very interesting, and dark color basically particles such as the dust and soot can change the snow appearance, and because they absorb more sunlight. And listen to no snow referred and studies in the southwestern Colorado sun, the June mountain have the snow. These are layer on the dust and surface, and snowpack also shorter than during the snow cover anywhere. So 21 to 51 days, it is contrast the air temperature increase. There are the 2 degree to 4 degree centigrade, and wood shorter than the snow and shorter than the snow cover during by only 5 to 18 days, and dust layers can become buried into the snowpack. So new storm and clear snow on top, but this dust layer will emerge as the top layer melt away. So interesting there about the effect of the snow. If you are new, must subscribe my channel and like and press bell button for new video. So it is very interesting for the National Snow and Ice Data Center from different analysis and snow. The snow and sound. What is the snow and sound? Very interesting. There are the snow and sound. So the characteristics and age of snow can affect and how sound wave travel, and also damping them in the some cases, enhancing them in other. For instance, people often notice that how sound change after the fresh snowfall, and when the ground has a thick layer of fresh and flurry and fluffy snow, sound wave are readily absorbed into the snow surface and damping sound. And however, time and weather condition may change in the snow surface. So it is if the surface melt and freeze, the snow become smooth and hard, and then the surface will help reflect sound wave, and sound may seem clear and travel further under these circumstances. So snow may also cross and crack, and a layer of snow is made up of many teeny ice and grains surrounded by the air. And when you step on it, and you comprise the grain as the snow comprise the ice grain rub against the each other, the creates and friction and resistance. The layer, the lower temperature, the greater than the friction between the grain of ice, and sudden sequence there the snow at lower temperature product basically the familiar different type sound, higher temperature closer that the melting, and this friction is reduced to the point where is the shielding grain against each other produce a little or no noise. So very interesting there. The snow depth and temperature is very also important. Snow depth and temperature. Snow surface temperature is controlled by the air temperature. About colder the air above, the colder the snow layer near the surface, and also will be especially within the 30 to 45 centimeter, also 12 to 8 inch also. And snow near the ground in the deeper ground in deeper snowpack is warmer because it is close to the warm ground. The ground is relatively warm because the heat stored in the ground over the summer is slow dissipate. In the addition, snow is the good installer. So in the similarly to the insulation is a ceiling of a house, and thus slow the flow of heat and from the warm ground to be the cold air above. So how much water is in snow? Basically there are the interesting how much water is in snow. Basically you remember it, there are the snow is composed of frozen water crystals, and but because there is so much air surrounding edge of those teeny crystal in the snowpack, and most of the total volume of snow layer is made up of air, we refer to the snow water equivalent of snow as the thickness of the water, and that would result from the melting a given layer of snow. And often there are the repeated assumption also claim to 10 to 1 ratio of snow of water, but that is not always accurate. The water equivalent of snow is more than variable than most people realize that. For instance, 25 centimeter, suppose such the 10 inch of fresh snow can contain as little as 0.25 centimeter of water, and as much as 10 centimeter, suppose the 4 inch of water, depending on crystal structure and wind speed, temperature, and other factor also. So the majority of new snowfall in the United States contain a water to snow ratio of between the 0.04 and 0.10, depending on the meteorological condition associated with the snowfall. So how big can snowflakes get? It is the interesting question. How big can snowflakes get? Basically, snowflakes are accumulation of many snow crystal. Most of the snowflakes are less than 1.3 centimeter, approx 0.5 inch so across. So under certain condition and usually requiring a near freezing temperature like winds and unstable atmospheric conditions, as much larger and irregular flakes can form nearly 5 centimeter across. No routine measurement of the snowflakes and dimension are taken, so the exact size is not known. So very interesting about the snow, about the snow crystal. I tell you the snow crystal. And if you are new, must will subscribe my channel and press bell button. Must will subscribe my channel. If you are new, must will subscribe my channel. So that is very important. 1 minute, just a minute. Oh, sometime there are internet is till now. Okay. And there are the type of snow, the atmospheric condition affect how snow crystals form and what happens to them as they fall to the ground, and snow may fall as the symmetrical six side snowflakes also. So, different qualities depending on the local temperature change and whether wind blow and the snow around, the how long the snow has been on the ground. And for instance, a fresh snowfall may be loose and powdery, but snow that has been on the ground throughout the winter may have dense and curious layer caused by the melting and freezing. And scientific and meteorological have classified that type of snowfall and snowflake and snow formation. It is very important. Must I explain it? There are about type of snow crystal. Snowflakes basically are single ice crystal. They're clustered of ice crystal that fall from a cloud. And hoarfrost is deposition of ice crystal on a surface when the temperature of the surface is lower than the frost point of surrounding air. And in this process, moisture and goes directly from the vapor to solid and skipping in the liquid phase. And hoarfrost usually composed interlocking ice crystal and tend to form the object of small diameter and that are freely exposed to air, such as the where poles, trees, branch and plant and stem and the leaves, etc. So rim forced occur when the supercooled and droplets and freeze and attach onto an exposed surface. The moisture and calm the typically comes from the freezing fog, and the mist droplet then run directly from a liquid state to a solid state with clamouds. So there are sometimes grouped shape, consist of snowflakes and they become round off and plates ranging from 2 to 5 millimeter, and 0 to 1 to 0 to 2 inch. And diameter, they form the ice crystal for through super cooled it and cold droplet also, and which is below freezing but remain a liquid. And so cloud droplet and then freeze to the ice crystal. So forming a lumpy mass, and basically group L is sometimes mistaken for hell, but trained to have texture that is softer and more crumbly. Group L is the sometime also the called snow pellet also. And polycrystal are snowflakes composite of many individual ice crystal. So type of snowfall is important. A blizzard is a violent winter storm, and listing at least the 3 hours, and which combines a sharp freezing temperature and strong winds laden with the blowing snow, and that reduce visibility to less than 0.40 kilometer. A snowstorm features large amount of snowfall. A snow flurry is known that fall for short duration and with varying intensity, and flurries usually produce little accumulation. And also a snow squall is a brief but intense snowfall is the greatly reduced visibility, and which is often accompanied by strong winds also. So a snowburst is a very intense shower of snow, and often of short duration, that greatly restrict visibility and produce period of rapid snow accumulation. So drifting snow, the drifting snow is snow on the ground that is blown by the wind to height of more than 2.5 meters, approx 8 feet above the surface. And once it is rise above that height, it become blowing the snow. So blowing snow describe the airborne snow, basically particular rise by the wind to moderate or greater height above the ground at the height of 2.5 meter, and more than the horizontal visibility at eye level, generally very poor. So type of snow cover is very important. Type of snow cover, new snow never is here. If you are new, must will subscribe my channel. If you are new, must will subscribe my channel. Type just a minute. क्या है, थोड़ा ठंडी लग गया है, तो जिसके कारण मेरा आवाज आ रहा है, मेरा आवाज आ रहा है ना ठीक से? So basically type of snow cover, the new snow is recent snow and deposit in which the original form of the ice crystal can be recognized. And found is rounded and well bonded snow that is older than 1 year and has density and greater than 550 kilometer per cubic meter or 55%, and never is young, and the gradually granular snow. Granular snow basically that has been particularly melted and the frozen and compacted. Name that survive a full melt season is called firn. Firn basically never is young, and the granular snow that has been particularly facially melted and the frozen and compacted and never then the survive a full melt season is called firn. And this type of snow is associated with glacier formation. Glacier formation, and old snow indicate deposit snow, and whose transformation is so far advanced that is the original from the new snow crystal can no longer be recognized. So seasonal snow refer to snow that accumulate during one season, or snow that the at least or the only the season. Perennial snow is snow that persists on the ground year after year. So, and powder snow basically is dry new snow, and which is composed of loose and fresh ice crystal. So it is very important. And type of snow formation is very interesting. There are the type of snow formation. Type of snow formation basically once on the ground, and snow is subject to various weather conditions, suppose including blowing wind and changing temperature and long period of shade or sunshine. So there are different aspect also. There are different aspect. So it is very important. Um, First we'll change there. One just a minute. Okay. Okay. Just a minute. Yes, type of snow formation, type of snow formation basically once on the ground, and snow is subject to various weather, the condition including blowing wind and changing temperature and long period of shade or sunshine in certain instance, and these element can lightly change in the shape of the snow surface. मुझे भी ठंड लगा है. तो basically a crust is a hard snow. The chronicle shape, sometime there are the carnage is and the overhanging accumulation of ice and wind blowing snow characteristically found on the edge of ridge and cliff face. There are the cliff face, and a crust is hard snow and surface lying upon a softer layer and formed by the sun, rain, winds, and also there are the megadons are giant dunes, also snow. Antarctica composed is a large snow crystal measured up to 2 centimeter across, and penitents are tall and thin, closely spaced, and principal also, and also the ripple mark referred to the snow surface caused by wind, similarly to the ripples and sometimes seen in sand, type of the sand. So a snow beach is a horse shaped and snow draped and with the end of point down point. A snow beach is an edge formed by the snow that the draped across the forming fast concern and ultimately covering which may completely observe. So basically different shape, it will be the shape of different forecasting snow basically snow and weather condition. If you analyze the snow forecast are better than they used to be, and they continue to improve, but snow forecasting remain a different challenge for meteorologist also. So one reason is that during intense snow, and that heaviest snowfall can occur in the surprisingly narrow bands also, and smaller scale than the observing network and forecast zone can see. Also the extremely small temperature difference that define boundary line between the snow forecast basically are better than they used to be, and they continue to improve, but snow forecasting remain difficult challenge for meteorologists. And one reason is that during intense snow, the heaviest snowfall can occur surprisingly narrow bands and the other smaller scale than observing network and forecast zone can see, and also the extremely small temperature difference that define the boundary line between the rain and snow makes the large difference in the snow forecast. And this is the part of fun and frustrating and the makes snow forecasting so interesting, because condition in the atmosphere and the ground can vary. Easy storm might produce the different type of snowfall. In additional, snow does not fall everywhere. So even during the same storm on the neighborhood may receive deep snow, and while the adjacent the neighborhood may only receive a light dusting. At the local scale, variation in snow depth are caused primarily by wind during and after the storm, and by melting after the storm. At the larger scale, say across entire state, it also depends on the storm track and place in the middle, and storm track may receive significant snowfall, and while location along the edge of the storm may receive much less. Elevation change and also affect the snowfall. So as well as the snowstorm travel absorb towards the mountain summit, then storm typically drop more moisture. On the other hand, weather forecaster use a variety of the term team also describe the intensity of the snowfall. So intensity is very important about the snowfall. Snowfall basically snow flurry referred to light shower to snow that do not cover large area and do not fall steadily for the long period of time. So it is the important freezing rain is precipitation that cools below 0 degree, not turn in the ice in the year. So it's been important the another issue also, and the blizzard. Blizzard basically can create a variety of dangerous condition. The traveling by automobile can become difficult, even impossible, because without condition and drafting snow, and the strong wind and low temperature and accompanying blizzard can combine to create another danger. And for the instance that wind chill factor in the amount of cooling one feel caused by the combination of wind and temperature. A strong wind combined with temperature of just below freezing and can have the same effect of the still air temperature minus 37 degree. A wind chill chart may be use a estimate of the wind chill factor also. So there are the different thunder snow. About the what is the thunder snow. Basically thunder snow, although the snowstorm typically occurs in the winter, and thunderstorm typically occurring during the summer, and there are rare instances when the meteorological condition produce a phenomenon called thunder snow. Basically in this intense temperature are low enough to generate snow instead of rain, and turbulence in the atmosphere causing the lightning and thunder. So the thunder shower is called. And avalanche basically about the related effect on the polar vortex. Understand surrounding the North Pole, 10 to 30 mile above the surface. It is very stable polar vortex. Also, there are the pole vortex is far above. Typically, does not there are interact with the polar jet stream, and the flow of wind in the toposphere, 5 to 9 mile above the surface. But when the polar vortex is especially strong and stable, and the jet stream stay further north and has fewer king. This kept cold air condition over the Arctic and mid latitude warmer than the usual every other year. So every other year or so, the Arctic polar vortex dramatically weakened. The vortex can be pulls of the pole or lead to sometime the polar jet stream mirror this stratospheric unviral becoming weaker or heavy. So it is the important the axis of the rotation of the northern hemisphere. Polar vortex is roundly situated in the Arctic, and northern hemisphere polar vortex contains both colder air and lower atmosphere pressure. Then the region to the south driving to the colder air of the polar vortex. From the warmer air to the south is the polar vortex jet stream and fairly narrow band, and the winds also become west to east. Although the north hemisphere polar vortex can exhibit a fairly even circumstances shape and more often regularly shape with the thought of cold air chasing southward and reach warm air extending northward. So there are the research is important. Research data is important. The action rain on snow study. There are the EROSS project. And also snow data and collection is very important overall study. তো যেটা বলছিলাম এইগুলো কিন্তু আমাদেরকে জানতে হবে, স্নোর আকার তার বিস্তার থেকে শুরু করে সবকিছু কিন্তু জানতে হবে। তো and is very analysis of the news story and also news about the national snow and ice data center get the news. If you were the Greenland last summer this school in the 2024 mailed session, the recent news about the snow. Greenland last summer that cool, basically November 19, 2024, recent days. And Greenland overview condition, there are the Greenland summer melt season features. Many low daily melt extent and the number of melt days as well as below average along the march of western side of the ice sheet and up to 15 days, but above average east central region up to 40 days average. There are the eastern Greenland and no melting occurrence in the higher elevation also northern Greenland, and the happened several recent year. Overall the melt extent for 2024 was the second lowest since 2000, with only the 2017 having a lower melt extent figure since the satellite record began the 1979. The 2024 melt extent rank and 28 lowest. So persistently snowy condition through the summer inhabited melt and round off of maintaining high reactivity, the high albedo over the ice sheet, and despite the brief clearing on the snow during the intense melt period and the late July. And also note that was and the early melt event peaking in June 16, the third largest highest extent for the date in the satellite record. So হ্যাঁ, এটাকে আমি বাংলাতেও বলছি। হ্যাঁ, বাংলা অনেকক্ষণ ইংলিশ, আচ্ছা ইংলিশ বলতে বলতে আমি ভুলেই গেছিলাম। সরি টু অল। গ্রিনল্যান্ড গ্রীষ্মের যে আহ, মানে ঋতুর যে পরিবর্তনের সময় দৈনিক যে তাপমাত্রা দেখা যায়, সেখানে আমরা বরফের এই শীটের পশ্চিম দিকের বেশিরভাগ যে অংশ, সেখানে এই যে মেল্টিং যে দিনগুলো, মানে বরফ যে জমছে তার দিনের সংখ্যা গড়ের চেয়ে অনেক কম ছিল, এবং 15 দিন পর্যন্ত কিছু পূর্ব মধ্য অঞ্চলে তার যে গড় যে বরফের যে ঢেকে যাওয়ার যে ব্যাপারটা, উত্তর গ্রিনল্যান্ড উচ্চতর কিংবা 2000 মিটার 2500 মিটার এরিয়া কোনো গলন ঘটেনি। যেমন সাম্প্রতিক কয়েকটি গ্রিনল্যান্ডের 1979-এ স্যাটেলাইট রেকর্ড শুরু হওয়ার পর থেকে এই যে গ্রিনল্যান্ডের গলে যাওয়া, যে বরফের গলে যাওয়ার যে ঊর্ধ্বতম সীমা 28তম, এবং গ্রীষ্মের মধ্যে ক্রমাগত তুষারের যে গলে যাওয়া, জুলাই মাসের শেষের দিকে তীব্র গলে যাওয়ার সময় আমরা দেখতে পাই। এবং এই গ্রিনল্যান্ডের যদি সময়টা আমরা দেখি যে কোন সময় মেল্টিংটা বেশি হচ্ছে, এই আমাদের মার্চ এপ্রিল মে জুনতে, বেসিক্যালি জুন 1 তারিখ থেকে সেপ্টেম্বর মানে অগাস্ট পিক টাইম, অগাস্টের 1 তারিখ, এই সময়টা কিন্তু এবছরের যে মেল্টিং রেকর্ড যেটা গ্রিনল্যান্ডের, সেটা কিন্তু বেশি হয়েছে এই সময়টা। তো এখানে আমরা গ্রিনল্যান্ডের যে ব্যাপারগুলো সেটা কিন্তু আমাদের জানতে হবে। গ্রিনল্যান্ডের বেশিরভাগই বরফের যে শীত জুন জুলাই এবং আগস্টের যে প্রধান গ্রীষ্মের যে মাসগুলি, মানে গড়ের চেয়েও শীতল, যে এগুলো পূর্ব কেন্দ্রীয় যে বরফের শীত জুড়ে যে সমস্ত এরিয়াগুলো, তো সেখানে আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি কি 1 ডিগ্রি কিংবা 2 ডিগ্রি তাপমাত্রা বেশি থাকার ফলে, এবং অনেক সময় যে দক্ষিণাংশের বিরাজ করে, এবং অনেক সময় উত্তর অংশ এবং দক্ষিণ অংশের মধ্যে তাপমাত্রার যে ভিন্নতা, তো সেখানে এই যে ভূপৃষ্ঠের ভারসাম্য বা তুষারপাত এবং বৃষ্টির যে বাষ্পীভবন কিংবা গলিত জলের প্রবাহ, মোট পরিমাণ পুরো গ্রীষ্মকালের যে গড়ের চেয়ে বেশি ছিল। কিন্তু ঋতুতে মানে ঠান্ডা যখন আমরা, কেননা ওখানে তো ঠান্ডা একটু, মানে জুলাই আগস্টের পর থেকে ফের আপনার ঠান্ডা। তো এখানে 2000-এর দশকের প্রথমের দিক থেকে বরফের চাদরের যে জমে থাকা অংশ সেটা অনেকটা কমেছে, এবং সেটা বিশ্ব উষ্ণায়নের ফলে সে জিনিসটা আমরা দেখেছি। যদি আমরা সারফেস এয়ার টেম্পারেচারও দেখি, সেখানে অগাস্ট 2024 এবং প্রায় হাইট অফ 7 মিলিয়ন প্রেশার ডিফারেন্স ফ্রম দ্য এভারেজ জুন জুলাই। তো এই জিনিসটা কিন্তু গ্রাফিক্যালি আমরা অ্যানালাইসিস করেছি। এবং যারা সেপ্টেম্বরের শেষের দিকে যদি আমরা দেখি, তো সেখানে 2024 সালের যে গ্রিনল্যান্ডের সাধারণত শীতল গ্রীষ্মের যে অধিকাংশ ব্যতিক্রম ছিল সেপ্টেম্বর এবং 21শে সেপ্টেম্বর থেকে শুরু হওয়া যে মাঝামাঝি বরফের যে গলে যাওয়াটা, এবং তার যে উষ্ণতা, তার যে তারতম্য, উষ্ণতার তারতম্যের ফলে এই জিনিসটা কিন্তু হয়েছে, এটা কিন্তু মনে রাখতে হবে। সেপ্টেম্বর ওয়াজ এ স্পেশাল exception to the generally cool summer for Greenland in 2024, and moderate spike in mild extent beginning on September 21 ended the seasonal dramatically, and intense high pressure system in southern Baffin Bay and drove warm air from the central Canada onto the northwest part of the ice sheet, causing extensive melting very late in the season. And temperature soared to more than 10 degrees Celsius, so above average as the event began. It is the air temperature in the following 3 days and were the most Mars and 18 degrees centigrade. So the above average over the height part of the sheet, the teal temperature did not age the melting point altitude of the Greenland, and even onset of the atom season, even was of the extreme surge in the temperature. Snow and rain precipitation associate with the influx of warm and wet air and mass pressure, so impact on the large area also melting. So it is very important about the Greenland September 8 and the Landsat 9 satellite view, And September 2024, the view, you know, there are the some area are melting due to temperature increase. So it is very important about there the national snow and ice data center, and also our research about some various aspect, also the Greenland and area of the research. Some there are the NSIDC research, Greenland, also Arctic Ocean. Also there are the different area for physical science and the social science student, such as the Syria, Nevada, Canada, Alaska, Antarctica, Rocky Mountains, Polar Ocean, Tibet, High Mountain, Asia, Andes, desert, Western United States. So different place about into the research. And open data, if you collect the snow area analysis, so there must will connect the National Snow and Ice Data Center, must will visit the portal and collaborating funding. They also start the research also, overlook about Antarctica, also about the different places also. So must will visit the National Snow and Ice Data Center and about the more information about snow basically. So it is important that us today session about snow, about the snow, and also there the good know fact about the snow cover, including the several thoughts. And snow cover, what is the snow cover? Basically, snow cover refer to the layer of snow that accumulate on the ground area. It can vary depth and the extent depending. So what is the snow cover? You know how snow cover measured, and snow cover is measured in the term of it is depth. Usually increase there are the extent snow cover is often assumed using the satellite imagery. So factor influencing snow cover is a very interesting matter, and today's topic is mostly interested some fact and some reasons, some types. Very interesting overall there are the session. If you are new, must subscribe my channel and press bell icon for the new notification for my video. So thank you to all. If you are new, must will subscribe my channel. Once again I call, if you are new, must will subscribe my channel. And if you start research, if you start in the research, so must will visit the National Snow and Ice Data Center. Must will visit the National Snow and Ice Data Center, and different there are the importance, different aspects, different scope about the research, about the study. And don't forget it, don't must will forget it. It is very interesting and very interesting topic, and must will visit there are NSIDC also. So snow cover basically what is the role of snow cover in the water cycle? Snow cover play a crucial role in the water cycle, especially the spring when the melting, and also snow cover significant water supply, river. So different facts also. And how is snow cover related to climate change? Challenge basically change in snow cover pattern and during can be indicator of climate change, and warm temperature led to reduce snow cover and earlier melting. And what technology are used to monitoring snow cover? Basically, advanced technologies for monitoring snow cover include satellite, remote sensing, drone, and also the ground-based sensor. So, how does snow cover affect the transportation? And snow cover can impact transportation by making road and sublayers and reducing visibility, and also the requiring snow removal operation. So very interesting in this topic. If you are new, must subscribe my channel and press bell button. Press bell button. So there, what are the challenge in the predicting snow cover? Very interesting. Their predicting snow cover is challenged due to a variable factor like temperature, fluctuation, change the precipitation pattern, and complex interaction between the snow and terrain. All phenomena is very important. And can snow cover lead to flooding? There are rapid melting and significant snow cover, especially combined with rain, can lead to flooding river and the low-lying area also. And what is the snow albedo? There are the slow albedo is snow albedo referred to the reflectively of snow, and snow has a high albedo, and meaning it is reflect a large percentage of sunlight affect the temperature and also climate. So how does snow cover interact with the polar panel? Uh, there the snow cover can affect the efficiency of solar panel either by the covering the and the blocking sunlight, or by the increasing reflectively, enhancing the ability. And what is the snowpack and how it is different from the snow cover? So very interesting. There are the polar region and different from the snow cover, the depth, density, and duration. So overall, there are the interesting fact about the snow cover. The largest snowflake every record, the largest snowflake every record, 15-inch wide and 8-inch thickness. It is still in the Fort Cook in the Montana, USA in 1987 is the largest. And color of snow, the snow appear white because it contain the large number of ice crystal that scatter light in all the direction, reflection, all the color equality. So sound absorption and other artificial snow and the water content of the snow. So must you subscribe my channel if you are new, and must you subscribe my channel. Overall, you know about the snow. And also, our overview of the National Weather Service (NWS). They are the information about the all weather phenomena also analyze. And snowflakes, basically how to snowflakes form, get the science, বিজ্ঞান কিভাবে স্নোফ্লেক্স এর গঠন করে এবং তুষারের পিছনে তাদের যে বিজ্ঞান যেটা রয়েছে, তুষারপাত কিভাবে গঠিত হয় যদি আমাদের বলা হয়ে থাকে। তো it is interesting that how are snowflakes formed. Basically, yes, snowflake began to frame from when the extremely cold weather and droplet freezing into the planet dust, and also particular in the sky, and this create and the ice crystal also. As the ice crystal fall to the ground, water vapor freeze into the primary crystal, building new crystal. This is the 6 arms and snowflake. Sometimes there are the 5. So different type of shape also, and the more detailed explanation, it is the ice crystal also make up. Snowflakes are symmetrical because they reflect the internal order of the crystal and water molecular as they arrange themselves in predetermined space also. Ultimately, it is the temperature who is crystal form, and to lesser extent the humidity of the air, the determine the basic shape of the ice crystal. So thus we see long needle like crystal at 23 degree F and very flat plate like crystal at 5 degree Fahrenheit. So, shape of single arms of snowflakes is determined by the atmospheric condition, and experiments by entered ice crystal as it falls. A crystal might begin to grow up in the manner, and then minutes or even the second later also, and a slight change in the surrounding temperature, humidity causing the crystal to grow into another way. And although the six site and save is maintained in the crystal, also maybe a branch of the new direction because is arm experiments in the same atmospheric condition. The arm look identically. So why are no two snowflakes exactly alike? And very interesting about the snowflakes, national portal and also data collect. Snow basically about the snow formation. The best 10 snowfall in the winter, the 10 best 10 best place you saw the snowfall in India and during the winter season. There are the very beautiful place, and some places there Himachal Pradesh, Simla, and also there are the snowfall, Simla, and also Himachal Pradesh, Manali, and also there are the Kulu, Himachal Pradesh, and also there are beautiful place, Gulmarg, and Jammu and Kashmir, and there are the beautiful place Ladakh, and also there are the beautiful place other side also Europe, and also there are the America, Oli, Uttarakhand, and also there are the different Amtang Valley, Sikkim, and beautiful place Mansueri, Uttarakhand, and Masuri जो है Tawang, Arunachal Pradesh, and also the beautiful place snowfalls Patni Top, Jammu and Kashmir, and there are the also beautiful place different also the European newest also. So in our world are very beautiful places about the tourism industry tops destination visit in December. You want to visit December top snowfall destination and visit the December. So must will there visit uh, Palangram, Jammu and Kashmir, very beautiful place also, and activities to do Palangam. There are the also enjoy thrilling runs and nearby the Aru Valley, and Manali also Himachal Pradesh, and also things to do the Manali. The skiing is the Salang Valley, and also paragliding, also flying above the snow. Manali is not just to sail and seeker; it also offering several luxury escape of snow also. And Auli Uttarakhand is the beautiful place, the snow, over the snow also the Ladakh, and place to visit the Ladakh, and also the Missouri, Uttarakhand is the very beautiful place. No, the Queen of the Hill, Missouri is the timeless hill station of the Uttarakhand that offering the breathtaking views from the charming and colonial atmosphere. And still, there are the Masuris and super place, this climate and also landscape is the very beautiful uh, snowflakes area. And Gulmarg in Jammu and Kashmir, Gulmarg often referred to the meadows flowers, and is very beautiful place during the December month. And Sikkim also, one of another spot in the Sikkim is the also there are the vibrant flora and reserve, tapestry and traditional the winter blankets in the region of the Sikkim. So beautiful place, and during the winter season in December, you must will visit the best snowfall place in India. Once again, I tell you the Sikkim, Uttarakhand, and Gulmarg, Manali, Sulang Valley, also Oili Uttarakhand, Leh, Ladakh, Palangau, Mussoorie. Uh, so different place also Sikkim also. So very interesting place, Gulmarg. Yes. So comprise individually ice crystal, ice crystal that grow while the suspended in the atmosphere, usually within cloud, and then fall, accompanying the ground, and where they undergoes further the change and consist of the frozen crystalline water and throughout life cycle. Also the starting when under suitable condition, the ice crystal from it is the atmospheric increase to millimeter size, and precipitate accumulate on the surface and metamorphosis in place. So snowstorm organized and developed by the feeding and the source of atmosphere moisture and cold air snowflakes around the particular atmosphere by attaching supercooler also water droplet. So many aspect in the snow cover, there are the density 0.1 to 0.8, and also mechanical properties, strength and different parameter and cloud snowfalls, basically northern, north pole and south pole it cover. And classification, there are the degree centigrade 0 to 3.5 degree centigrade, solid plates, basically thin plates, dendrite shape, snowfalls, minus 3.5 degree to 10 degree, it is the hollow prism needles, and minus 10 degree to minus 22 degree, sectored plates, dendrites, and also the minus 22 degree to minus 40 degree columns prism also deposit the snow. Very interesting about the snow. And today's session also covered the wall parameter about the snow, about the formation types, different type. Also there are the 7 I also explained. Science of snow. About the what is the science. Here the science, how snow forms. One single question: how snow falls? It is the single question. The snow is an accumulation of packet, ice crystal, and the condition of the snowpack determine a variety of qualities such as the cooler temperature and the water equivalent. As weather condition change, the snowpack can change as well as factor influence. So cover. হ্যাঁ, ভীষণ ঠান্ডা পড়েছে। তো স্নো অন দ্য গ্রাউন্ড অর স্নো কালার ইজ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট। Impact topographical factor, regional snow cover. And if you study on study of snow cover depth and evolution characteristics and digital data analysis, impact of landscape, climate factor, What topographic effect snow cover? Basically local topographical factor, including elevation aspect, a slope significantly influence the snow cover through the distribution of incoming solar radiation also. And basically, what factor? The factor of local meteorological factor, such as precipitation, air temperature on the snow cover distribution, they are different altitude. And also there are the how to topography and vegetation affect snow property distribution. So there are the snow property distribution were strongly controlled by the topography and vegetation, elevation and latitude, and whereas the most important factor they are affecting snow depth. Okay, and also there different study elevation factor characteristics snow cover 75-degree north latitude, and there are the different area found affect the terrain and wind on snow cover. So don't forget about the environmental factor of snow. For the snowfall, snow to fall and moisture must be present in the atmospheric snowstorm also, rarely heavily on the temperature, but not necessarily the temperature we feel on the ground. And snowfall, uh, when the temperature is at below freezing, so quantitative determination, environmental factoring also, and also there are the environmental factor influence snowfall. Are environmental factors also define, also abstract their snowfall is one of the dominant water resource. It is the mountain region and is closely related to the development of the local ecosystem and economy. And snowfall prediction play is a crucial role in the understanding hydrological process and forecasting. There are the natural disaster in the Tenson Mountain, and very interesting all about snow, the northwest China, and we explore the potential influence this variable on the snow, and the various 27 meteorological station during the cold season from 1980 in the Tianshan Mountain location, the Xinjiang, northwest China. We explore their potential influence of those variable in the snowfall. Predict a snowfall using two methods and multiple linear regression. And we find out the model simulation were compared using the different performance also indicator. And so when you will study about snow, basically winter and capability evolution involving effect on snow in the Arctic climate, Arctic climate there are highly impact causing dramatically snowfall, and the Arctic report card you see, there are the point to rapid and dramatic impact in the climate change. The past summer in the Arctic was warmest since 1900, so contributing to disaster across the wide range and the flooding. Genuine, Alaska record wildfire season in Canada, and those are some key factor. National Oceanic Atmospheric Administrative Annual Arctic Report Card. You see, there are the global average as the result of human caused climate change and driven primarily by the burning fossil fuel. And researchers say that change in the Arctic are the early indicator of what the rest of our globe can expect as the planet warms. So researchers they found every parameter, and they will try to solving this problem. So about the evidence about their human influence in northern hemisphere snow loss, Human basically are the most role play and the northern hemisphere snowless. Basically, some journal and researcher their point of view, seasonal snow is regrets as a seasonal system for climate change, and warm winter temperature can favor rain over snow and enhance snow melt, reducing snow water storage and positioning hydrologic risk also people and ecosystem. And There are many researcher also that start at least three factor account for the inconsistent response of snowflake and observe the warming. So a forecast signal snowflake observation not only the one area, it was paid different area also. In contrast, the cold continent, interior in the central North America and northern Eurasia have seen increasing spring snowpacks. And with the C2 observation indicate a depending over 20% per decadal in the northern Great Plain and part of Siberia. And these are the graded product into the most increasing of 5%. And so the snow dominant region that lack in the situ observation such high mountain Asia, Tibetan plateau such weekend trend. So climate found that basically there are the language of IPCC. It is the virtually certain 99% probability that human emission have contributed to the observation pattern, the mass snowpacks and trend C2 observation and average, the graded assemble, as well as there are the Terra climate and recently realistic and the Japanese 55 years. So thus this with sustained observation and uncertain the long term snow and trend among the data products, and there seems to be served and structured in the spatial pattern of observed change, and that consistent with the form of anthropogenic forecasting. So river basin area is very important also. So another research we can find out there are different spatial pattern and environmental driving factor also, and quantitative determination analysis environmental factor, and also spatial environment, the health and well-being. So snow basically in our atmosphere uh, if you know there are the snow formation and process in the atmosphere, uh, very little and very shortly I say about there are the process, the chemical composition and physical form of the snowfall is contributed by the range of complex physical and chemical process occurring in the spatial scale, ranging from atomic dimension of water molecules 10 to the power minus 10 and size, precipitating cloud system 10 to the power 5 to 10 to the power 6 meter, and also temporal scaling ranging from the time to grow ice particles by the diffusion, and to lifetime to precipitating cloud system. The process occur in the turbulent atmosphere involve uh, three phase of water. In the first phase, 30 years, the cloud physics research community has made major advance in our understanding snow formation, and also particular the role of ice phase and the receive considerable attention since extratropical region also. So the spatial reference, a review on the originate by the different scholar, different researcher, they find out it. So secondary data and primary data both are different. Snow formation process, atmospheric influence, and also there are the snow national snow and ice data center They provide the different information. And snow crystal formation process is very important. Basically, how do snowflakes form? Get the science, very interesting. There are the snowflake began to form when a extremely cold water droplet freeze onto a pollen or dust particles in the sky, and this create an ice crystal. As the ice crystal fall to the ground and water vapor freeze onto the primary crystal building new crystal and the six arms on the snowflake. So the more detail explain about it, the ice crystal that make up snowflakes are uh, symmetrical because they reflect the internal order of the crystal water molecules as they arrange themselves in predetermined pace also and crystallization. So ultimately it is temperature at which crystal form and to a lesser extent the humidity of the air that determine the basic shape of the crystal. Thus we see long needle like the crystal 23-degree also. So why are no two snowflakes exactly alike? Basically, well, that because individual snowflakes all flow a slightly different path from the sky to the ground, must will remember. And also different forecast is dependable the analysis also. And how do snowflake forms? If you study about uh, the birth of snowflake, basically different shape face. Actually, snow is not simply a frozen doublet of water falling. It is basically cold, and what makes snowflake different in that form slowly, and that is the grow in the cloud. So snowflake is born when water vapor travel through the air and condense, change from the gas to a solid on the particle. So there is form a slowly growing crystal, and there is two basic way, and that vapor can condense, and each way a big role in the shape that the snowflake will eventually take. And the first way is form what are called facts. Basically, the fact is essential flat face on a 3D shape like prism, and they form naturally when a crystal grow in ice crystal. The shape they take mirror that shape of the molecules formation crystal, and the crystal structure frozen ice is six side shape, and therefore ice fact is six side as well as that is where the symmetrically in the snowflake come there. So very interesting. And imagine a growing snowflake in cloud as it blow back and go forth in the experiments, all sort of the changing condition, and there are different temperature and moisture level in the different part of the cloud, and there are also different condition at the microscopic level. The order in which it experiments and those change and how long a setup of condition last determine the save is make. So how likely would two snowflakes to experiments the same exact condition all the way down to the microscopic level, and astronomically uh, must will study about there are the how do snowflakes form. So it is very interesting topic, and how do form the snowflakes, and marine snowflakes formation is very important. The marine basically. How does snowflakes form get? If you study the marine science, marine snow is very interesting. The marine snow basically distribution in the time and space. The marine snow particles are found throughout the world, ocean, in all part of the water column. They are not uniformly distributed there at the space, time, but are the usually form in higher concentration in the upper water column, in the more productive region of the ocean, although it had been suspected since the early observation and that there are the concentration decrease with the increasing depth in the, and this has been confirmed only recently. The profile now becoming available do not however suggest a simple decrease, and there is the considerable structure. And also the marine snow catch underwater vision profile, there are temperature, upper atmosphere, many aspects must will follow the marine snow. And marine snow is loosely defined anyway to the practicals, diameter, and also shape changing shape also. So most are how is marine snow formed? It is very important question. Basically, marine snow is formed by the ugulation, the many type of smaller particles available in the water column, including the photoplankton bacteria. Also, there are the flax, gales, and particles, and there are the inorganic particles, and two sets the process. First, primary particles must be cooler together. तो ये सब आपको याद रखना होगा. And very interesting, snowfall formation, basically snowfall are very interesting. If you see there are the different movie, Snowfall TV series and Snowfall, basically geography about the snowfall. So you understand there are the while precipitation is mostly in the form of snowfall in upper parts, and it is the simple words. You also know about the snowfall and climate and weather. Very climate control. If there are climate control, their latitude, distance, wind, pressure, all are factor is important. The cold weather region in winter and season, basically hot weather season, the summer, and there are the distribution of rainfall when you will study, and monsoon period, and another different aspect of weather, rain, temperature, wind speed, particular day. So there are most winter season, basically winter coldest season of the year between autumn and spring. The name comes from an old Germanic word that means the time of winter. Time of winter and the refer to rain and snow of winter in the middle and high latitude. In the northern hemisphere, it is commonly regarded as the extending from winter solstice and also December 21, 22 December, the vertical units, and day night equal length, and the March 2021 and southern hemisphere in June there are the 22, 21, September 22, 23. So the low temperature associate with the winter occurs only the middle and high latitude equatorial region, and the concept of winter in European language is associated with the seasonal on the drama dormancy, particularly in the relation to crop and some plants, agriculture also, and leaving their seeds. And so the growth, seed growth, and agriculture productivity. And blizzard. Blizzard is very important. There are local winds. Blizzard severe weather condition that distinguished by the low temperature and strong winds and the large quantities of the ice they are falling or blowing snow. And with winds of more than 56 kilometers per hour for the least 3 hours, enough snow limit visibility 0.4 kilometer. A severe blizzard has wind of over 72 kilometer and hour visible near zero and temperature of minus 12 degree, approx 10 degree Fahrenheit lower ground. Blizzard occurred when there are no falling snow and drifting and blowing near the ground. So very interesting about the all parameter. General observation, main type of the glacier. If you know glacier on a part, the glacier are classification. There are the main group also glacier that extend into the continuous sheets and moving outwards in all direction and called the ice sheets. And they are the size of Antarctica and Greenland, also ice gap. It is the smaller to the glacier conformed with the directly movement called the mountain glacier. Glacier are the spread out on the level ground on the ocean. It is the food of glacier. Glacial region are called the predominant, and glacier or ice shelf respectively. They are glacier in the third group are not the independent and trained there the term their sources ice shelf, ice sheet, predominant the glacier with the mountain glacier also. So distribution of glacier is very important. How distribute the glacier? How distribute of glacier? Because how it is distribute, and a most important distribution of glacier, a most important interesting aspect, also condition, and there are the biological environment. Overall, a most interesting aspect, recent geological time, some 30 million years ago to the present, you see 30 years. Huh. The most interesting aspect of recent geological time, basically some 30 million years ago, to the present, has been the recurrent explanation on the contraction of the world ice cover. This glacial fluctuation influence geological, climatological, and biological environment and affect the evolution and develop of early human. Almost all of Canada, the northern third of the United States, much of Europe, all the Scandinavia, a large part of the northern Siberia were engulfed by ice during major glacial stage at time during the Pleistocene era from 2.6 million to 11,700 years ago. So glacial ice over 30% of the world land area, and other time to the ice cover many have sunk to less than it is present extent. It may not be improper then to state that the world is still is the ice age. And because the term of glacial generally implies ice age event or Pleistocene time in the discussion of the glacier. So glacier is used to adjective whenever reference uh, is to ice of the present day. Glacier ice today stories and about the 3/4 of all the fresh water. And glacier ice covered about 11% of the world land area and would cause a world sea level rise about 90 meters. And glacier and climate is very important issue. The cause of influence of the world glacier cover is still not completely understood. That periodic change in the hard receiver from sun and caused by the fluctuation in the earth orbit are known to correlate with major fluctuations of the sea sheet advance in the retract on the long time scale. Large ice sheet and themselves however contain several instability mechanism and that may have the contributed to the large change in the world climate. On this mechanism is due to the very high altitude. So another instability mechanism is implied by the fact that thicker and more extensive in the ice sheet is more snowfall it will receive in the form of orographic precipitation. There are the orographic precipitation resulting from higher altitude and surface at least the attained lower atmosphere. So a third instability mechanism has been suggested by studies of the West Antarctica ice sheet and portion of an ice sheet called the ice stream may predictably and move rapidly outward and also because build up of thick layer of wet deformable material under the ice. Although the ultimate cause of ice age are not known with certain scientists agree that the world ice cover and climate are in state of a delicate balance. So only the large ice masses directly influence the global climate and but all ice sheet and glacier respond to change in the local climate, particularly change in air temperature and also precipitation also the fluctuation also. This glacier in the past can be inferred by the features they have left on the landscape. So very interesting about this topic snow basically. So if you are new must will subscribe my channel and press bell button. And today's session is very interesting and very informative also. So must will visit my channel and must will press the press bell button also. Okay. What are the characteristics and does influence and the snow drizzle hail small formation? It is very interesting. There are the small formation precipitation such as the snow. What is the snow drizzle? And also there are the small hail, sleet, and sun shower. Okay, it is the very interesting in the geographical term. Precipitation, any liquid or frozen water that develop in the atmosphere can fall back to earth. It referred to as the precipitation. So precipitation together while with the evaporation and condensation is one of the three major components global water cycle. And when water vapor condense into large doublet of water, precipitation develop in the cloud. So the relation there are the rain, sleet, snow, hails and the all type of a precipitation. And if you know the different forms of precipitation take many different forms. When it comes back to earth, and the character or phase in the precipitation falling the ground level, typically including the meteorology, they are such as the snow. Snow almost every time it runs and snowfall snow, and the other hand frequently melts before the reaching the earth surface. It is water precipitation. It is the same in the Viagra and the flakes and dropping from the sky, and cirrus cloud that are high, thin, regularly are commonly seen with the snow. And snow can fall and while the air temperature is above the freezing, but it most common when the air temperature is below freezing. So the snowflakes can particularly the especially melts as the temperature raise above the freezing, but due to the relative warm temperature and particularly evaporate every soon. So this evaporation caused by the snowflakes to cool surrounding, it cause it to fall to the earth as snow. Snow is fluffy and white and soft and comes from the varieties in shape and form, including there are the flat plates and the teeny needles. So very interesting. A sort in the snow forms due to certain combination humidity, temperature in also atmosphere. So drizzle basically is sour in type of it is very light rain. It is the stronger than the mist, but less than is sour. So mist is then fog with condensed near the ground, and fog is made up ice crystal or cloud water droplet. So suspended in the near in the atmosphere surface, drizzle droplet are smaller than 0.5 millimeter to 0.02 inch in the diameter. They arise from low stratocumulus cloud also. So they sometimes evaporate even before reaching the ground due to their minute size. Also drizzle is present in the cold atmospheric temperature. So also important the drizzle and hail basically. Hail is defined the hard ice pillar basically, and with the diameter is 5 mm or more than fall from the cumulonimbus cloud, and are also commonly connected with the thunderstorm, and they are generated as the most air rise and quickly they are the water droplet freeze, and are the plate grow size the additional water vapor freezing on their surface, and when the plate get heavy enough to the overcome and the resistance and rising air current, and they drop through there are the descent, but they can still develop by the assembling new larger ice from the super and cooler water droplet in the most air. Very interesting. There are the small hail and big hail. You see there the small hail basically small hail is always present in cumulonimbus showers, and also snow pellets are commonly but the particularly covered in the ice coating in the little hail, and the small hail is usually difficult to smash, and when it is hit the hard ground and branch back with the adiabatic sound. So small hail is steep into the hail cycle, and occur between the snow plates and the hailstorm. It is largely smooth surface in the higher density and set apart from the snow pellets. And so it is the distinguished from hailstone by the similar size. I also video on the hailstorm. I still visit my playlist climatology also. There I also explain hailstorm. So sealed basically ice pellets, slate occur when the temperature droplet freezing, and also sleet also known as ice pellet, and also is formed when snow fall into the warm layer melt into the rain, and there are the fall into the freezing layer air where the raindrop freeze into ice plate. So, as a result, sled is characterized as a type of precipitation that consists of the small semi-transparent ice ball, basically. So, it is very important phenomena. And when the ice uh, pellets mean slit collide with the ground or other solid object, and the bounce and the fall within the loud and aspect when the combination with the freezing rain and sleet does not the freeze into the solid masses. So very interesting. There are the sun shower. Sun shower basically it is the precipitation occurrence that registered while the rainfall at the same time as the sunshine. Sunshine with rain. That is the call sun shower. And it take place while the winds bring rain collectively. The rainstorm are blowing the numerous miles away as the consequence, driving upward and thrust to the raindrop into the place without cloud. So consequently, a sun shower is fastened, and while the single rain cloud faces above the either earth, flowers, and the solar rays and penetrate via the raindrops. Most of the time, it is the far obscured with the head and the eventual the rainbow. So significance of precipitation very important. There are precipitation and the wall, small hail. There are the hail and also drizzle and also snow. All are precipitation. So very interesting about there are the snow and drizzle and type of all type form of precipitation. So if you are new, must subscribe my channel and press bell all button. Thank you.